Hello, thank you very much for tuning into this section of reads. This should be on YouTube channel James 13 Wicca. If you're not seeing it there, that's where it should be. Also, put the decks and dice below if you're looking for that information. If you would like a direct reading, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Pisces? My first thought is something wants to move forward, but seems to be like stuck. Something wants to move forward, but does seem to be a little bit stuck. What is it that's stuck? Because I get that there's an epiphany or a movement forward that I feel like I've stopped believing in. You have a possibility coming in. Whatever the situation is, you might be feeling a little bit down about it. You got the 5 of Cups here. There's something I feel like you want. And for whatever reason, it is trying to move forward, but it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It's kind of like when you're trying to push a pull door. It's kind of what I keep getting. You know what I mean? You're trying to open it inward, and that's not the way it opens. It opens towards you. And it's like when you don't realize that, it takes a minute. Usually, I mean, I feel like we've all had this moment. I know I have, where you're trying to open the door and you're just like, you try the other way and you're like, oh, okay, whoops. Whoops, goes the other way. I feel like we all have this moment sooner or later, probably more than once through life, not for nothing. But that's what this is feeling like. I'm pushing on a pull door. And whatever this is going on here, I feel like my first thought, if I'm connecting to this, is kind of like, well, okay, well, I don't know what this is, but like, if I could figure it out, I would pull instead of push. If I knew what that was, if I knew what the pull action was in this situation, I would stop pushing and I would start pulling. But it's kind of like, okay, you're telling me I'm going the wrong direction, but what direction do I need to go? You gotta wait. Oh, I hate that I just said that even. There's a distance between you and whatever you want. There's some type of like needing to pull it together, needing to connect the dots. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, what are you supposed to do with it? There's something here, but I almost feel like I just gotta wait. I gotta pull back and just give it a couple minutes. But the thing is, I feel like, yeah, but I feel like a fool doing that. Like, I'm waiting for something, but like, I feel like Pisces hits this moment where it's like, all right, it's nice to wait sometimes, but I don't want to wait for nothing. And I almost feel like maybe you can look back in your life where I thought I was patient. I thought I was waiting my turn, and then there it goes, right past me. And I was like, wait. like, wait. I was waiting for that, and there it goes right past me. And I'm like, oh. And it's kind of like, I don't want to wait for something that's not actually going to happen. And I get that partial, like, why do I have to wait? Why should I have to wait? I don't think this is right. This doesn't feel right to me. The trick is to not wait, but to be open. I'm a Pisces myself, so I'm like, not wait, but be open. So it's kind of like, don't expect anything. Don't hold your life back. But kind of like, if something comes your way, see what happens. I feel like that's easier said than done. I do feel like that's easier said than done. It's not funny. It's one of those things. It's not funny, but it's kind of funny. You know, I feel like y'all know what I mean. The Tower, the thing is about the Tower card, it's not always a bad thing in my opinion. It's a shock. It's unexpected. But when it's something in your favor, it's kind of like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. How'd this happen? What's going on here? It's kind of like somebody offering you a position or getting that connection with somebody or meeting somebody that you never thought you were going to meet, something like that. Because the tower is waiting to come in. This moment is waiting to come in, but it's completely unexpected. And people usually get very nervous with the tower, but it's one of those things where that was an eyesore anyway. It wasn't working. Now that it's gone, actually that's good, because now I can, it's almost like I feel like now that the tower fell, I feel like I can clean it up. I didn't feel like I could fix it before. I didn't feel safe trying to bring it down myself. Wasn't sure if it was supposed to come down, but now that it's wiped out, I can pick up the pieces. I feel like this is something I can handle. And I feel like that's what this one's going to be. Like, once it comes down and once the situation shifts and changes, I start to feel like, you know what, maybe I can do something with this. Maybe I do have more possibilities. It's just not there just yet. It's, again, we're pushing a pull door. I would like something more empowering for Pisces, because I don't know, because I feel there's something here, it's just not coming forward yet. It's just solitude in the sense of like it's just not here, but right behind it, I am going to show this one, miracles and joy, and there's good things here. So I don't know why this is slow. Maybe that's part of this too. It's just something you don't have control over, and it's really kind of like, I want to do something. I want to help move it forward. I want to be active. I want to be a participant in my life where I help something move forward, and it's just, in this situation, it's just not being offered that way, which is frustrating. The truth will come through when the tower falls. You got the moon reversed. The moon card is your card in the tarot. I think it just showed up in the dice. I don't think it showed up in the actual deck with the cards that are out, because I don't see it. But I keep getting, when this happens, it's going to be a good moment. It's just, I do feel like it might throw you off for a minute, maybe a couple days even. Maybe disbelief, or maybe like, it's almost like it's all there and it's like, I don't know what to do with it. It's almost like a surprise party type feeling. Like, oh my God, it's going good. My head that I was going to, what? It's kind of like, oh, what? And I feel like that's the response I'm having. Like, what? All right, right. Good things, right. And I do feel like it's going to throw you off, maybe for a couple days. Kind of like, those mushrooms, but they were legal, right? What just happened here? Somebody put something in the stew that I don't know. I feel like I'm having one of those moments, like, I don't know. And it keeps repeating on me, and I feel like I have to, like, literally take a minute to myself, bring down the energy, and I have to, like, okay, this makes sense here, this makes sense here, this makes sense here, it does add up, this is happening, okay. It does feel very important. The thing is, this is ironic that I'm saying this way. You do want to kind of put it in order, but you don't want to be trying to control it, whatever this is. Take it with a grain of salt. Readings are for entertainment purposes, you know. Trying to control it seems to put you back in that trying to push a pull door. Like, I feel like I have to be more adaptable, and I have to I don't have to be anything. I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to stabilize it. That's the first thing, and it makes sense. Like, oh, I like this. Okay, what do I need to do to support this and keep this here? And they're saying that's not going to work to your benefit. Like, it shows up out of nowhere, and it's like, all right, I want to stabilize this. And I just went through that, and like, okay, this makes sense here, this makes sense here, this. And I feel like that point is fine to understand what's happening, but then it's kind of like, then, like, let the situation inform you and teach you and allow yourself to learn what's really going on here, what's really coming around the bend. Because I keep getting this, like, this wide turn over here, like there's something over here that they're like, you need a little bit more information. And it's kind of like, be open to what's coming your way. There's a lot here. And the Justice card is kind of saying, to me, it has something to do with diplomacy and finding out what's really there. Why did this happen this way? Why did that tower fall? Why did I have to wait for it? Why, when I wanted to move forward, it just couldn't happen? Why does somebody else seem to have control? And is it actually what's happening, or is it a perception? What's really going on here? And I feel like I have to be more on the participant side of communication. depends on your flavor of Pisces. Some Pisces, I got my Pisces myself. Some of us can communicate fairly easily. My father was very good at communicating. My mother, she was more reserved. I'm kind of a mix. If I want to, I can do it. If I'm not paying attention, though, I will do what my mother did. I'm my mother's child. I will go quiet. But if I choose to, I can pull it forward and get that going. So I don't know what flavor of Pisces you are or what this works for you. But if you can get that energy moving forward, you want to try. Well, it probably would be helpful for you to be more nurturing of a communication. Try to stay involved with it. Try to keep active in the conversation. Keep advancing it forward and show your interest in it. You want to get communicating and keep communication going. The more communication you can keep going, the better this is going to be for you. And sometimes, I know for some of us that can be very difficult. Other times it's not hard. I don't know. For me personally, it depends on. It seems like it depends on the day. Some days I can just chatter, especially if I'm comfortable. Other days I'm just like, I don't think this subject's a good idea. I don't think this subject's a good idea. I don't think this subject's a good idea. And all that keeps popping in my head are the things that I feel like, no, I shouldn't talk about that. No, I shouldn't talk about that. No, I talk about that too much anyway. And then I get that stuff. Throw something out there. Say something random if you have to. Say something random. It's the best I can give you. Is there any other advice I can give to that? There's the Fool reversed. There's going to be questions you have about this. Ask the questions. Try to make them as palatable as possible. But if you don't understand the answer, ask more questions about the answer. I'm getting asked questions about what doesn't make sense here. Ask the questions you really do want the answer to. And whatever's going on here, I don't see like anything happening in 5 seconds. But I do get the Queen of Fire saying you might get more about what's going on here, and it may create something to do later, but it's kind of like ask the questions you want to reach. Like wherever it is you want to go with this situation, or there's something about this you want to move forward, like the pushing the pull door, the door's open, and they're like, okay, well, you can't come in all the way. You can only come in this far right now for whatever reason. You're like, oh, are they cleaning? Is the store not really open yet? What? How come I can't go all the way in? You open the door, but I can't come all the way in? I'm just curious why you let me in this far, but I can't go all the way in. I was just curious what's going on. Like, is there something I could help you with? Something like that. I feel like that's where I want to go with that energy. Like, not in a controlling way, but kind of like, oh, is there something I could do? Is everything okay? Stuff like that. This energy does want to be giving to you. There may be something that you can help with. I feel like this is the easy in for Pisces. Let's take it with a grain of salt. We're going to go a little farther before I commit to that thought. Because I think I'm a Pisces, and again, raised by 2 Pisces. I feel like we can be extremely helpful. I feel Pisces are helpful people. I very much do. Something here is still unbalanced. While the tower did fall, the tower does kind of match in with this energy, but then leading into the Wheel of Fortune, like certain things are a little unstable still. And not trying to make decisions for, but offering help to whoever it is you're dealing with, whatever it is you're dealing with, may actually let you into this situation a lot more smoothly, and it might not feel like a struggle anymore. Because I feel like the more helpful I am and the more offering I am for that helpful, within reason, make sure it's within reason, make sure it makes sense and you don't feel like you're being used. Be careful. Do definitely be careful. Think it out. Does this make sense? And then hopefully you have like a touch base, like a good friend or a relative or whoever, where you can kind of like say, well, this is what I offered, this is what I did, and this is what's going on now. And let somebody else say, well, all right, what are they doing for you in return? Or this is what's going on for now. Do you really think that's going to come back? Or are these people being dependent on you, just like living their life for them? There should be somebody you could touch base with to kind of like roll it by. Like, you're getting into it this way, but there should be some balance to this at some point. Some sort of balance. Because I see that it seems like the easy way into the situation that I feel like you want into anyway. There's something coming out of this. I don't know what you're dealing with. I mean, it's a general read. But I feel like I'm getting on to like a slip and slide, and it's like, woof, there you go. And when I say slip and slide, it's fun. It's not scary. Nobody gets hurt. Like, those slip and slides. Like, you just, whee, there you go. It's fun. Fun, not like I'm going to hurt myself. You know what I mean? Quick decisions, getting deeper into the situation. They're advising whatever you do it with your flavor. It says do it with passion, right? Take action with passion. I keep feeling like do it with your flavor. Whatever way you like to do it. Like, for example, like me leaving a note for somebody about what happened, or like maybe I, stopped by and picked up their mail and I noticed something. So I leave them a note like, oh, here's the mail, and by the way, this was over there, and I will write it in like a colorful pen because I have them with me usually. And it's almost like maybe everybody else would text it, but I'm like, well, they might forget it. They'll see the text, they'll know it in the moment, but by the time they come back home, they'll forget that text was there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this note, put it right on the pile of mail, so that way they can physically go see it and physically go handle it if they need to. Maybe something happened in the yard, or this is going on in the yard, whatever it is. So I'm writing a physical note in the color I want to, and I'm putting it right with the mail. This is me doing it with my flavor. Other people might text it. Other people might do something else or just tell them in person. Me writing it in a colorful pen, leaving it with the mail, that's my flavor. I hope this makes sense. Like, do it with your flavor. What works for you, how you feel like you would like it done, or feel just the way you want to do it in the moment, whatever that is. Do it with your flavor. I hope I'm making sense with that. I have a feeling some of you are going to go, yep, know exactly what I need to do. Others of you are going to be like, flavor? If you're kind of like stuck with it, like, flavor, my flavor, when the moment comes in and you're helping or you're doing something like this, it'll be there. Just let yourself do it. Don't second guess yourself. Let yourself do it your way. It will make a big difference. It will help you honestly tie into the situation the way you want to, because who you are, your genuine personality, that's what's going to really create that value here. And by you doing this with your flavor, you're showing that flavor of you is here, and that's what they want. Whatever this is, that's literally what they want. They want your flavor. And when you share your flavor, that's what means something to them. You know what I mean? Because things are going pretty quickly, but by you doing it with your flavor, I feel like that lets somebody get to know you a little more than maybe they thought they did. But also kind of like, they might also be like, I love that. I love this. There's a person recently I got a gift for, and they love office supplies. I love office supplies too. But we found, I did it with my flavor. I got them a gift that I thought, you don't want to be too crazy with how much you spend, but you want to show that you care. So I got the colors I thought that they would like, and I got some things that I thought would make sense for what they do for a living. They loved it, and we bonded on that a little bit. We're like, oh, I like this type of stuff too. It was pretty cool. It was me exhibiting my flavor. You might be surprised at how much somebody connects with that, and how much they love the fact that you did it with your flavor. Even if it seems like later on they're like, well, I mean, I read it probably would have gone easier if you did it this way, but they'll still acknowledge, like, but I love that you did it that way. It was really boosted up my day. So I don't think there's going to be a negative response to this, but if it seems like maybe they thought, well, that was a little odd, and maybe it comes off like I wasn't expecting that, they still like it. Just give them you might have done it in a way that they are remembering you differently, and they're like, that Pisces, they think outside the box. It may, like, I have certain people in my life that I've grown up with that I do things outside of the box, and every now and then the initial reaction is like, what did you do that for? But then as time passes by and I'll bring it back up, I'm like, sorry, I thought that would be okay. And they're like, it was fine. I didn't expect it. They didn't dislike it. They just didn't know how to react to it in the moment because they totally didn't expect it. So also be aware of that in this situation. If somebody kind of looks at you like, why did you do it that way? It may come off like it's negative. It's not really negative. You just kind of made them look at something differently, which can be a very big help. And if you return to that conversation later on, you might find that they didn't dislike it. They just didn't know how to react to it. It still could be a very positive thing. I think we're there. That was we're good. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.